Hi, Evergreen. Let's do chapter 6, a new chapter, lessons 1 and 2, because they're both super simple. So we are going to learn the quadratic equation in standard form, which means a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals 0. Does this look like a little trinomial almost? Yeah, it does. And do you remember the word quadratic? Yes, I hope you do. Well, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is something we're going to start memorizing and using. And I'm going to tell you how to read it exactly right. Our book tells us to say it like this. X equals the opposite of b, instead of saying negative b, the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of the quantity b squared minus 4ac, all of that divided by 2a. So this is just a little brief introduction, and we were going to start digging into the quadratic formula. Old things that we already know, but we're going to remind ourselves of, is the square root symbol is called a radical, and the number underneath the square root, or the radical, is a radicand. Okay, number 1. We have the square root of 7 times 9, all under the square root. So let's watch this video and learn how to type this into our TI-84 graphing calculator. So we need to use the square root button, and here it is blue on this x squared button on your calculator. So in order to access this blue button, we need to hit this blue second first, blue, and then this, and you see how the square root shows up, or a radical shows up. So our first problem is 7 times 9 in parentheses. So we have parentheses 7, parentheses around a 9, and then we hit enter, and this is our answer. So it's pretty simple. The main thing is we need to learn how to use our graphing calculators. And so let's go on to another practice problem. We have the square root of 7 plus 9. And as you can see in the graphing calculator, I put in my radical, and then I put parentheses. And this time I put parentheses around the whole problem. I need to do 7 plus 9, and both of these need to be added together before I can take the square root. And then if I just think about this, 7 plus 9 is 16. The square root of 16 is 4. Number 5. Let's watch another video to see how to do two different square roots, adding them together. Okay, so to find a square root plus a square root, we have to find them separately. If I put them all together, the square root of 7 plus the square root of 9, you see how it looks like this. This will give you the wrong answer. This is a square root with a square root inside of it. This is wrong. So this is the right way to do it. We're going to find the answers separately. The square root of 7, and you're going to hit enter. Then you're going to hit the button plus, and it takes this answer, and we're going to add it to the square root of 9. And we get 5.65 rounded. Okay, this is our correct answer. Now I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it, just to show you that this is not the same answer. Okay, and so to find our answer, we're going to do it separately. The square root of 7, take that answer, add it to the square root of 9. 5.65 is our answer. Okay. Number 7. 7 plus the square root of 9. And this one I didn't make a video or a picture because it's so easy if you really think about it. The square root of 9 is 3. And so really this is a little baby problem. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Number 9, same idea. It's very easy if you think about it. 7 times the square root of 9. Well, where's the square root of 9? 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, number 11. This time we have a fraction. We have 7 divided by 9 as our radican underneath our radical. So let's watch and see how to do this in our calculator. Okay, let me show you how to do a fraction inside of a radical. So we're going to do our blue square root button, and then we're going to use an open parentheses, 7 divided by 9, close parentheses. This is 7/9, the square root of 7/9. We hit enter, and our answer, we round it to the nearest hundredth, is 88 hundredths. Pretty easy, huh? Okay, number 13. So this one says 7 minus 9. 7 minus 9 is -2. You cannot take the square root of a negative number unless it's in parentheses and it's squared. So there's lots of exceptionalities, but in general, you cannot do a square root of a negative number. It will give you an error. So here I did it 2 different ways because just to make sure we have the square root of just 7 minus 9, no parentheses, error. And then we have the square root of, in parentheses, 7 minus 9, error, because you just can't do this in math. There is no value. Okay, next one, we have the square root of, or 8 times the square root of 17 minus 3. So the first thing, as you can see on my calculator that I did, is I did 17 minus 3 first, and that equals 14. And then in your calculator, you can just type 8, then you write second square root, 14, enter, and you get the answer. Your calculator is so amazing. Okay, next. The square root of 9.2 times 7.5. So just like it is listed there, you do that. So you write second square root, parentheses, 9.2, close parentheses, parentheses, 7.5, close parentheses. And your calculator knows that if you have 2 numbers in parentheses next to each other, that means to multiply, just like you know that. And so you hit enter and you have your answer, 8.31. Okay, number 19. I'm going to show you how to do number 19 in our textbook. So we have square root of 4.2. Go ahead and hit enter because these are separated. And then we're going to hit the multiplication sign. When I hit the multiplication sign, it takes this answer and multiplies it times the square root of 3.5. We hit enter, and this is our final answer, 3.83. Let me show you how to do that one more time. Square root of 4.2 equal times square root of 3.5, enter. This is our answer. Great job. Number 21, 3 plus the square root of 9 minus 5. Now, in your calculator, you could type this exactly the way it is. 3 plus square root 9 minus 5, and you will get 5. Number 23, -10 plus the square root of 67. So you can put this exactly the way it is into your calculator. Don't forget your negative sign. It's down here next to enter. -10 plus square root of 67, enter. Number 25. This one we are going to do in 2 steps. So first we're going to do our numerator. 5 minus the square root of 257. You see that in my top line? 5 minus the square root of 257. I hit enter. And you can tell because it has these da 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 da. And so this is that answer. And then the next button I hit was, what does it say right here to do? This line means divide. So I hit divide. And when I hit divide, it knows to pull this answer from the top line and take this answer and divide it. And I wrote 4, enter. And this is our answer. Okay, so how to multiply square roots. So if you multiply square root of 3 times the square root of 15 separately, it will give you the same thing as if we put them together. Okay, and what I mean by that is if we did 9 times 5 under the same parenthesis or under the same square root, or if we did it separately, the square root of 9 plus the square root of, or times the square root of 5, it will be the same answer. So multiplying square roots, you can do it separated or together. It gives you the same answer. Okay, so here's some of those examples. This time it's under the same radical, 4 times 9. So let's see how that is. 4 times 9 under the same square root sign, done at the same time, 6. Okay? You could also think of this as 4 times 9 is 36. The square root of 36 is 6. Now if we do it separately, the square root of 4, which is 2, and the square root of 9, which is 3. 2 times 3 equals 6. And here it is in the calculator written out separately. If we find the square root of 4, hit enter, then say, oops, this says plus, it should say times the square root of 9, it gives us 6. The same thing is true with dividing. You can divide the square root of 18 by the square root of 2, or you can take the whole thing and divide 18 over 2, or 18 halves, the square root of that. So here, let's practice. The square root of 100 divided by 4. We can do this. 100 divided by 4 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. You can put it in your calculator like this. The square root of 100 in parentheses divided by 4, closed parentheses, equals 5. Or we can do it separately. The square root of 100 divided by the square root of 4. So this is like this, 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we can do it like this. The square root of 100, hit enter. Then divided by the square root of 4, enter, is 5. Now let's add. Let's see if adding's the same way. So if we take the square root of 25 and add it to 36, 25 plus 36 in adding together under the square root. Now let's see if we can do it separately. The square root of 25 plus the square root of 36. So this is 5 plus 6 equals 11. So multiplying and dividing, you can do the square roots separate or together and get the same answer. Adding and subtracting, you cannot. So you need to remember the distinction between those two operations, or those 4 operations. But adding and subtracting, it will not equal the same thing separated. See how here it's together and here it's separated. Multiplying and dividing, you will get the same answer. Okay, now here we talked about taking a square root of a negative number, and this is one exception to it, and the reason is because it is in parentheses and it's squared. Negative 5 squared is like negative 5 times negative 5. 2 negatives multiplied together equals a positive. And so therefore, this is the same as saying the square root of 25. Okay, for our last problem, it has a square root, and then it has parentheses, negative 5, close parentheses, squared. And we hit enter, and it equals 5. If we wanted to do this part, our radicand first, and we wanted to do negative 5 squared first separately, and then take the square root of that answer. One way to go ahead and pick up this answer from the line right above is we can hit, you see right down here we have ANS, this stands for answer. And do you see how it's blue? So if we want to select the answer from above, we need to hit blue and then answer. And then we hit enter. And when this is another way to get 5. Great job. You are unbelievable. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.